Alright, so today we're doing the video to understand a Gemini man. So stay tuned. Hello my little wonder bugs, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you that don't know me, my name is Maria Isul. I'm a witch and a tarot card reader, and today we're doing the video to basically understand better a Gemini man. And what does that pertain? Well, it means that we're going to understand where he comes from, personality wise, obviously, his likes, his dislikes, his quirks. That way, if you decide to date a Gemini man, you are forewarned and have an upper hand to all the other girls or boys. You know, it's up to you, whatever you prefer. But before we start, as usual, I'd like to let you know that if you're interested in any of the products that I use in either this video or in other videos, the link for them will be down below in the information section. And if you're interested in more videos related to the astrological signs or anything in that nature, just go to the little exclamation mark that's right about here. There you will click it and you will find playlists to other related videos about astrological signs and whatnot. But before we start, remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so then you know when I upload a video. Now before we start, I'm going to give you the disclaimer that I give everybody in all of my zodiac sign videos, and that is that what I'm going to say in this video is not necessarily applies to every Gemini that ever existed in like the world, okay? Because there are other signs that are in your astrological chart that make you just who you are. So if your sun sign happens to be a Gemini, or the person that you're interested in happens to be a Gemini, these things that I'm gonna say may vary depending on the rest of their birth chart, which is something that you should find out if you want to. But for the most part, this is like the general thing that most Geminis do. So here we go. So first thing is Geminis are usually very charming. They have a way of charming you and just being coy and just being like, hi, how you doing? And it's like very nice. You feel like if they really want to get to know you and they seem very exciting and just someone that you really want to talk to. Now this is a very important little thing about Geminis, and that is they have a tendency of not feeling very deep emotions right away. They tend to just not experience deep emotions. So they could be seeing like the Titanic or something, and it could be at the most pinnacle point in the movie, and they're just like, they don't cry. They don't have that, you know, the way that mostly like a Cancer or Pisces, which are more emotional signs, obviously, they don't have that. They're very much like, oh, it's sad. That's their connection to their emotions. Now, of course, if they start getting to know you, they become more emotionally connected to you. Of course, they're gonna feel more emotions to you, more deeper emotions, obviously. But don't expect them to express it maybe as deep as you'd like. You know, they might get to a point where it's good, but it's not their love language for the most part. That's the best way I could put it. Geminis have a tendency of living in the moment. Not necessarily like a Sagittarius would be, Sagittarians are more impulsive. I should know, I'm a Sagittarius. It's kind of the same thing, but they're not impulsive like that. If they say they're gonna do something, they will do it most of the time, but they're not like, it's like they don't have any like impulse issues, or at least I don't think they do. I've never met a Gemini that was impulsive like that. The only time that I've met a Gemini that would seem impulsive is when they think they can do something when they can't, because that's another thing that Gemini have a tendency of doing, is believing that they can accomplish something when they really can't, or that they're one thing when they're not. Geminis are all about new experiences. They love to explore and to discover things about themselves and other people. They're very curious, but When I say that, please understand that they don't necessarily show emotion connected to it. So they love change, they love new adventure, but they're not excited about it. Like, they don't show excitement about it. They're like, yeah, just bought this new car. Like it? It's nice. Yeah, right? Yeah. Like, that's their level of woo! Geminis need and love change. So they're not ones for mundane everyday routines. They like there to be something more. And since they're air signs, they perceive it more as in they need something to stimulate their brain, their mind, their intellect. So remember that. So when it comes to, changing up certain things in the boudoir, remember that they love it if it's psychological. So they're not really into emotional kinkiness, more psychological kinkiness. Geminis are not the jealous type. Seriously, I've met so many Geminis that are very much like, I don't care, whatever, she can sit on his lap, I don't give a shit. They really don't care. Like, they just don't feel jealous, they don't feel possessive for the most part. Every Gemini that I've ever met, whether I was dating them, whether I knew them because they were friends of mine or anything in that nature, they were never, ever, ever jealous. And if they were even a little bit, they didn't tell you and they didn't act like it. And I mean, if it was extraordinarily subtle that you had to like really pay attention, because they just never got jealous. They never got at all possessive, nothing. Geminis have a youthful glow. And what I mean by that is that they don't necessarily act their age, but they're not immature. They just act like if they're still young. So you can meet one that's 50, but you'll think they're 30 because they act like a 30-year-old, because they're still just very youthful. They do things that people that are younger than them by maybe 10 or 12 years younger than them, they'll just still do those things. And they'll do it like if it's nothing. So skydiving at 50. Why not? Geminis love kinky sex. And what I mean by kinky sex is that they love anything that's mentally stimulating in the bedroom. So talking to them dirty, role playing. They love role playing, trust me. So just keep it interesting with what you're doing. Obviously don't do it every day, because then it becomes routine, which is not something that they like. Then they're gonna want something different than role playing. So keep it for special occasions, maybe once every other week or something in that nature, and mix it up some. But remember, they love anything that's sexually, mentally stimulating. So just work with that and be creative. Seriously, just be creative. Now, I don't know if this is a pro or a con for you guys, but Geminis, again, not all of them, but Geminis have a tendency of liking and preferring polyamorous relationships. Now, again, that's not all of them. Doesn't mean that every relationship that a Gemini is ever going to have, they want or will have a polyamorous relationship. But they are more prone to it. They are more open to it. That being said, not all of them. And just to be clear, yes, every Gemini that I have ever met has either had or prefers having a polyamorous relationship. Every single one. Except, well, all the guys, not the girls, but the guys, every single one. Not the girls, but all the men that I've met that are Gemini have all preferred it or have had only polyamorous relationships. Now, like I said earlier, that they love mental stimulation. So if you want to seduce one or anything in that nature, you got to challenge him. You need to play hard to get or do whatever it takes to really make it a challenge, make it an adventure for him. That would really set him off and make him sort of like fly right at you and really want to get to know you. Make yourself a mystery to him that he has to unravel. Don't be like, sure, here you go. No. Make it fun. As long as it's fun, a mystery, and a challenge, he will keep coming back. Geminis have a tendency of being a little flaky, so just be aware of that. Sometimes you really can't rely on them. Sometimes they say, yeah, I'll pick you up at 5, and it ends up being 7 o'clock at night. Oh, I forgot, I had to do something, I fell asleep, or something in that nature. So just be careful with that, okay? He really needs a partner that is patient with him because of the fact that he's flaky and he goes with the flow with many things. And, you know, one minute he might decide to do something and then the next minute he'll just do something else. You gotta be patient with him. You gotta be patient. You gotta understand that, hey, that's just how he is. You gotta go with the flow with him, because if you're one of those people that likes regimented like rules and routine, this is going to be a problematic relationship. I'm telling you right now. Now, one good thing about dating a Gemini is it's very carefree. You don't really have to worry too much. You don't have to worry about getting, you know, looking really pretty because, you know, you're not dating a Taurus or anything. So it's more like casual, sporty type dress and all that stuff. So it's not really upscale. He's not a very upscale kind of guy when it comes to how he dresses or where he goes. He'd rather just go somewhere he can relax and talk and get to know you. He doesn't really care, you know, that you're wearing Michael Kors or not. Now, this is very important about dating a Gemini, and that is Gemini really is looking for someone that can see past his superficial side, or that side of him that he shows the outside world. If you can see past that and actually see the real them that's inside, which of course you should know this because Geminis are twins. So it's one side is the side that he shows the world, the other side is the side that's really inside of him that he doesn't show people. Now, if you can get to that, he'll love you, because that's what he wants. He wants people to see the real him that he doesn't show everybody. But he's not gonna show you, that's the problem. You have to figure it out on your own, and that's the issue. It's like you gotta figure his moods, his mannerisms to see behind it. You know, see what's really beneath what his actions are really saying. And when you reach that level with him, he can be loving and very caring, very cuddly. The only problem is that he can also, the darker side to him is that he can be spoiled and self-centered as well. So you gotta balance out certain things with him so that side of him doesn't come out and the good side of him comes out. When it comes to giving a gift to a Gemini, again, it really depends on the person and what the rest of their chart has. But I would say electronics. They really like electronics, so like video games, computers, tablets, you know, stuff like that. They will love that stuff. And even like little Tamagotchis, you know, something small. That still works for them. They still like that stuff. I'm not quite sure why it is that they like it, but I just know they do. All right, my little wonder bugs, that is the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed the video. And if you have any comments, or if you want a particular sign to be done next, leave that down in the comments section. And if you're interested in anything that I mentioned or anything from other past videos that I have used on this channel, products and whatnot, they are down in the description section. Plus, if you're interested in maybe another sign, just go to this little exclamation mark here and you will find the videos for all my other videos when it comes to astrological signs and alike. Last but not least, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so then you know when I come out with a new video. Other than that, guys, much love and blessings.